You guys sit down.
Here we go.
All right.
Good afternoon. Thank you for coming. Remember the prisoners as though you were in prison with them. I know you're thinking, what? Why? Why would I want to be bothered thinking about criminals? They deserve to be there. And you're right. I can't think of one good reason except, well, God said to. In Hebrews 13:3, God specifically told us to remember the prisoners as though we were there with them. I have a little experience with prisoners. I've been there. I have experience with chaplains. I have experience with anything that has to do with prison. And my description today will show you not only how to be a chaplain, but what they do. And when I'm finished, you'll be able to see what God considers valuable, and it's compassion. What a chaplain does, golly, from the beginning, a chaplain, gosh, they will teach classes. They will have worship every week for all kinds of faiths, whether it be Jewish, whether it be Catholic, Muslim, agnostic, all faiths the chaplain has to take care of, unlike the preacher or the minister or your priest. They take care of recovery groups. They schedule visitors to come and do wonderful presentations and music, life skills. If it's a small place, if it's a small facility, they often get stuck with the GED classes as well as life skills and other things like that. They have special events that they're responsible for. They have cultural holidays, and they have to help celebrate the holy days. Inspirational shows, like Kenneth Copeland comes and does a motorcycle show and they preach. They have mentoring. They teach marriage classes and parenting skills. Chaplains do a whole lot of stuff. Now I have a little chart here, and it's sad to say that in the state of Florida, I checked, and that there are 15,000 inmates to one chaplain. Okay? These people need help. So you don't have to be a chaplain to help. You can be a volunteer. The second thing I wanted to say is how to be a chaplain. Mostly it's big education. They want you to have a master's, okay? It takes a lot of money to have your master's, okay? You also have to have 2 years internship to be experienced. You've got to have a license for that state. You might even have to have a sponsor of your faith, like maybe your preacher of your church, okay? It's a lot of work to become a chaplain. The pros and cons of being a chaplain, which is the third thing I'd like to discuss. I spoke with a chaplain today at the Tomoka prison, and I can't remember his name. I spoke with him and I asked him, what is the best thing about being a chaplain? And he said, well, nothing is the same on any given day. So there's variety on my job. And I asked him, what was the worst thing? He said, seeing the same people come back. I said, wow. Then I asked another chaplain that I had known when I was in a facility. When I asked that, what was the hardest thing? She said, doing last rites. It was incredible. The phone interview, he also had told me that he felt like the inmates were a population of dead brain cells. And I was surprised that he would say that they were a segment of our society that was hopeless. And that he was there specifically to teach. In conclusion, as you can see, this compassion is valuable to God. I'd like to remind you how much there is necessary need for volunteers. Not everyone is made to be a chaplain, and I really want to thank you for letting me speak here today. Thank you.
Oh, I don't know.